just to kind of put everything in perspective today, we have Chairman of the U.S. Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, testifying on the Hill. What is he going to say? I'm going to try and destroy all demand and, to bring inflation in. He's not going to say that, but that's what he has to do. That's what he has to do. The Fed is destroying money right now. So I put this chart in the and again, I hate to kind of play, amateur economist, but it's kind of helpful to understand what is really going on, because you're going to hear a lot of jargon by the Fed, and he's not going to say what, he's really meaning. And that's why we have to just look at the market. So this is the velocity of money. This is how many times. So, the banks built up all of these reserves, from the Federal Reserve through this quantitative easing. And then the thought was, well, if they lent it, it would really grow the economy. Well, they didn't. And now the economy, and so this is the turnover of money. This is how many times a dollar will turn over, in the economy. And you can see that it's actually been cut in half from 2 to 1. So the Fed is actually destroying money. They're actually reducing their M2, their money-backed security, the mortgage-backed security. So they're actually destroying money. And now they need to destroy demand in order to bring down inflation. And, the problem is, right. So they can only do so much, right? They can do, but then there's supply side issues that they can't control. Supply side shocks, supply side, crude oil, baby formula. Fed can't do anything about that. So it's just a bad deal, and that's what the markets are saying. And it was a green day yesterday. So you hear like Jim Cramer saying, I just can't see the market going down anymore. And so people just have a feeling about the carnage that has happened. And it does. It feels like we've just gone through, unbelievable destruction in NASDAQ. NASDAQ's down 35%, but most stocks are down 80. So you go, well, surely we got to be here. So I wanted to kind of talk about this yesterday. So I also sold I bought puts on the triple Qs. The NASDAQ was up 3.5% yesterday. So you always ask me, well, how do you get in these levels? At some point, I don't. I just take a flyer. I just look at what I deem as extraordinary rallies. Tesla up $80. I'm going to try and buy some puts. Qs are up 3.5%. I'm going to buy some puts. If they open up 2% the next day, I'm going to buy some more, because the way I see this is that, this is, again, what I call an open bar, right? It closed on the low of the week. This is the S&P. So to my mind, anything that happens after this is really unsustainable, right? So we opened higher, and yesterday we went higher. But to my mind, I can't see it doing this. When it closes on the low, it typically has to go through that low, retest it, do some work there, then maybe, so I always look at, how the energy comes in. So we closed on the low last week, and then I wanted to see, how did the energy come in? And yesterday we came in higher and we went higher. So to me, that's actually bearish. I would have been much more guarded if we opened lower and then started going this way. Then I would have a whole different kind of mentality and say, okay, this is an area where, because this is an area where, where there is support, and it's a legitimate area where we could get an 8% bounce. I am expecting a significant bounce, but I don't think that we've laid the groundwork for anything that's sustainable. So yes, yesterday you had an explosion. The Dow was up 700 and NASDAQ was up $3,500, 3.5%. But I don't feel like it's sustainable. We have to come down and revisit this guy first. And so, we went higher yesterday, and I just said, okay, I'm going to use that as an opportunity. I just sold the Qs when the Qs were at 282, I bought the 275s. And I forgot what I paid for them, $1.90 or something. I don't know what they are now, probably more than that. And now the Qs are crashing. Qs are trading at 276 in the pre-market, ahead of Powell's testimony. So, but the point is, and I put this up, and again, this is context. The feel we have, how much the market's crashed, feels like it's overdone. These are all feelings, but this is, empirical evidence of really what's happening. And as much as, the carnage that's happened, I think we're just starting. We're just at the starting gate.
So you can see, 45, it's 1.3 million.
$1.3 million short.
So pop out a profit for 118,000 there.
So you can see how this is going crazy now. You can see how the market just going nuts.
I bet like $1.6 million on this position. I'm showing right now $23,000 gain.